So let's solve this problem now. We are standing over here. We are standing over here and we need to reach here. So we are standing at 0, 0 and we need to reach here. We'll mark this position as visited. So if maze of ij is not 1, then we can return empty vector because we can't even start, right? So we are standing here. We'll mark it as visited. To mark it visited, I'll do I'll set it to 2, correct? Now it has been marked as visited. Now I'll give this current coordinates to the function, helper function that will generate all the answers for me. So, so I will try moving over here and checking if, first of all, I will try to check if we can reach this location or not. If we can, then we will reach this position. If this position is equal to this, then we will add it to our answer, right? So first of all, we are starting from here. So we will pass the current coordinates to the helper function, which is solve. So current coordinates and answer and maze. What else can we provide? Okay, so vector of string. Yes. Hmm. And after that, we'll return answer. Now, if I is equal to, if we have reached this location, then we are done. If I is equal to this is what? Maze dot size minus 1. And j is at maze dot size. Okay, maze of 0 dot size minus 1. We can simply return, we will return after adding to answer current. So we'll define a current string which will initially be an empty string. So we'll pass this to here as well, current. And we can simply return. We don't need to go anywhere else from here. Now, if the location is not the ending location, like we are standing over here, we will go here. We will check if we can visit there or not. Let's check for, let's define directions. Yes. So now the new x coordinate, we will call it x, will be equal to I plus direction x of direction. New variable y will be j plus direction y of direction. Yes, so we got the x and y updated based on the direction we are going to. Now let's define a character to be added to the string. First of all, we'll check if check we'll check if x and y in maze can be visited or not. Right? We will define the check function here. It will return a boolean. Now, after checking that it can be visited, what we will do is we will first add the character to the answer. So character, let's call it C. If direction X is 1, so we have basically moved to the next row, which means we have moved to one position downwards. So we'll set the character to D. Else if direction of Y direction is 1, then we have moved one step right. Else if direction of X direction is -1, then we have moved to upwards, and otherwise we'll move to left. Correct. Now what we can do is we can add it to current. Now we'll call the solve function. Solve function will take I, X, Y, answer, names, and current. Do we need to update the anything else? No, we don't. So after doing that, we will pop back the added character from the string, right? Yes. So that should be it. Now to check if this position can be visited or not. Hmm, let's check. Before returning answer, it has mentioned that it should be sorted. So we'll sort answer. Now the check function. It check that it will take these three things as input. If X or Y is out of bounds, or it is already visited, means it is not one, then we can simply return false. Otherwise, we'll return true. So this check function should work fine. Okay. I do think everything has been completed. We will start from here. We'll mark it 2. We will come over here. We can't go in this direction, so we don't need to think about it. We'll come over here, mark it as 2, and go to this direction. Mark it as 2, come to this position, mark it as 2, and here and here. So that's how we'll process. Let's take an example to explain. Hmm. So we'll mark it as 2, then visit here, mark it as 2, visit here, mark it as 2, visit here, mark it as 2, visit here, mark it as 2. This will be 2, and this, well, finally we won't change it. If we have reached here, we will add it to answer. So answer will be added to down D, D, R. the R, correct? And then another R will be added because yes. Now we will do backtracking. We will come over here, make it again 1. We cannot move in any other direction because this is 2 area, this is 0. This was the only thing we could have visited, which we already visited, which we did visit. It also cannot do. I will mark it 1. It can it visit? Yes, it can visit this. Mark it as 2, and it now cannot visit. We will set it back to 1, and then back this to 1, and then back this to 1, this to 1, that this will be converted to 1, this will be back to 1. Now from here, can we visit any other direction? No. From here, can we visit? Yes, there is one spot here. That is 1. We already visited this. We have this spot to visit. Market, 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 market. We got 2 paths. That's the answer of this problem. So let's try running this. It should be working. So we cannot define string like that. We need to put equal to, okay, current. So here, fine. Hmm. XY answer is current should be fine. IJ answer is answer current. Hmm. Okay, the mistake we did is like I forgot to mark the cell as visited. So Maze X, Y should be marked as visited. And then when coming back, it should be marked back to 1. Awesome.